What's up, YouTube? This is Team Melonhead coming at you with a Dinomist Deck profile. Yeah, this deck is underrated, I think, and it's not been out there, so let's get one of these deck profiles out there. Let's start off with the main deck. Monsters first. We run 3 Dinomist Rexes. This is the powerhouse of the deck, and it's got a great effect. Its effect is once this card is attacked, you can tribute one of your other Dinomist monsters, and you can either attack another monster, or you can target another card in your opponent's hand and shuffle it into the deck at random, or you can target another card on the field and shuffle it into the deck. This card gains 100 attack after that. Great powerhouse, and it's a scale 6. So after that, we play 3 Dinomist Brachiones, another level 5 as Rex. This is pretty much for going into infinity. His monster effect is you can special summon him out if you have no Dinomist monsters and your opponent has the strongest monster on the field. So another scale 6. Your scale 6s are once a Dinomist monster has been attacked or has been targeted, you can destroy this card instead in your pendulum zone and negate that targeting. Our last level 5 is Dinomist Ceratops. This is pretty much another Cyber Dragon, except for you need to have 1 Dinomist monster on your field in order to summon this one out. Now for the level 4s. We play 3 Dinomist Terrans, and this is your search of the deck. Once he destroys a monster by battle, you can search your deck for any Dinomist card. That means monster, spell, or trap. And he's a scale 3. The scale 3s are if any Dinomist card would be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can destroy this card in your pendulum zone instead. Our second level 4 is Dinomist Plesios. This is the best card in the deck in my preference because if you do Dinomist Plesios spam, you can control your opponent's field and make it so they cannot overpower you. His monster effect is all face-up monsters your opponent controls lose 100 attack and defense for each Dinomist card on the field. So that means your spells, your traps, your pendulum zones, and your monsters. For each one, they lose 100. If you can get more than 1 Plesios out in the field at a time, you can lower their attack so much. Our last level 4 is Dinomist Stegosaurus. We pretty much put him in here just for consistency of 3s and 4s, or 3s and 6s. And his monster effect is if another Dinomist card would be attacked, you can destroy both that Dinomist and the other monster that attacked it. Other than that, he's just pretty much used as scale bait. That's it for the monsters. So let's get into the spells. So we play 3 Dinomist Charge. Best spell in the game for Dinomist. And it searches your deck, and it brings a Dinomist to your hand, Dinomist monster. And then it's a continuous, so every time a Dinomist monster would go to your extra deck, you can bring it to your hand instead. But this only happens once per turn. So if you can get more than 1 on your deck, on your field, you can just keep bringing your scales back to your hand and use Wavering Eyes just to keep destroying them, and bring them back to your hand and just hurting your opponent. Then we play 3 Wavering Eyes, so that way there you can keep consistency with your charge and keep your scales up, keep your monsters in your hand, and keep them going. Plus, it's great against other Pendulum decks. It's Wavering Eyes. What else can I say? Then we play 2 of the field spell for Dinomist, Dynamic Power Load. It gives your monsters 300 attack and defense during battle phase whenever someone targets your Dinomist or your Dinomist attack. And then your opponent cannot activate card effects when this happens. So it's great against cards that would boost your opponent's monsters or even target your monsters or, like Mirror Force, destroy them during battle. Then we play 2 Twin Twisters. This is so that way there you can get rid of more than 1 card at a time. And you could destroy pretty much your opponent's pendulum zones, or like Monarchs, you can get rid of all their spells and traps. We play 2 Instant Fusions. This is so that there you can get into your Panzer Dragon and your extra deck and go into infinity real fast. Then we play 1 Book of Moon and 1 Limiter Removal. Book of Moon's just there so that way there you can stop your opponent from going through their plays, and Limiter Removal is so that way there your monsters can be doubled, you know. That's it for spells. And now into the traps. We only play 3 Dinomist Rush. It's a great card. During your opponent's turn, you can special summon out 1 Dinomist monster, and if that summon is good, it's unaffected by card effects for the rest of the turn. But then at the end phase, it's destroyed and sent to the extra deck. This is a great card because it can set your opponent unaware, and you can get out of Plesios for free. You play 2 Fiendish Chains, so that your opponent cannot continue going through their plays, and it can stop them right in the beginning. 1 Bottomless Trap Hole, 1 Solemn Strike, and 1 Solemn Warning. These are pretty much just to stop your opponent's plays and even to stop Infinity. That's it for the main deck. And now let's go into the extra deck. We play 1 Dark Rebellion XYZ Dragon, just so that way there you can go in through your opponent's monsters if they have really strong monsters such as your opponent's Monarchs or other high monsters. 1 Castell, 1 Abyss Dweller, 1 Gear Gaijin X, and 1 Silent Honor Arc. Those are your main level rank 4s, and other than that, all we play is Satellar Knight Delteros. This is just good for popping your opponent's cards, or then going into Diamond, which pretty much stops them from sending to deck to grave, like Burning Abyss and other cards like that. Now for your rank 5s, we play Shark Fortress, number 73, number 61, and number 19. Those are your rank 5s pretty much, just so that way there you can get out like Freezadon and get your other XYZs boosted pretty much. Volcasaurus, it's pretty obvious, and then your others, just rank 5s, because your deck is level 5 and level 4s. Then we play your Cyber Dragon Nova and your Cyber Dragon Infinity. This deck is amazing at getting into rank 5s, which can then get into Cyber Dragon Nova. It's just super easy, and as long as you have the Infinity and Nova, you can go into Infinity first turn, or even easier past that. Then we play 1 Panzer Dragon, which your instant fusion can go into super easy, and that helps you go into your Infinity after. And plus, if your Nova hits the field but your Infinity wasn't, because your Nova was the last one on the field, you can then summon out Panzer Dragon and just pop 1 for free. Then we play 1 Dinoster. Even though in the main deck we don't have a Draco Slayer, we have one in the side deck, so that way there later on you can get out Dinoster and protect all of your pendulums even easier, and just keep your plays going. That's it for the extra deck. Now for the side deck. You play 2 Iron Walls, so that way your cards can't be banished and you can keep using them. 2 Grand Horns. 2 Geometrios to stop all the cards that spam out, like Pendulum decks and all those. 1 Torrential Tribute. 1 Compulsory Evacuation Device, and 1 Vanity's Emptiness to stop your opponent from special summoning. That's it for the traps in your side deck. Then we go 2 Mystical Space Typhoons, just in case you don't want to use your Twin Twisters and have to send 1 to the grave. 1 Regeki. That's it for spells. Your Regeki is pretty simple, straightforward. Get rid of your opponent's field if your opponent spams and you can't stop that. Then we play 1 Flying Sea, just in case for Infinity side games or other games that play only XYZ, like Satellar Knights. And then we play 2 of the Master Pendulums, so that there you can get into your Dinoster and keep your plays going and whatnot. He's only used if your opponent is targeting your pendulums and doing stuff like that. Other than that, you usually won't side him in. But that's it for the Dinomists, and this is an underrated deck. It's kind of a mediocre deck, but it's really cheap and really fun to play. So if you like it, click like or subscribe, and thanks for watching.